Hi there, Laila OBoyle here. I'm with Simply Bread Co. and today I'm going to show you how to make some homemade butter. All you need is a whipping cream, heavy whipping cream, and some salt. You can do this fully by hand or you can use a stand mixer. We're going to use a stand mixer today to make it easier on us. So I'm going to pour the heavy cream into my mixer. All we're doing here is separating the fats from the liquids. So where normally you're trying really hard not to over whip your whipped cream, right now we are going to whip it until it turns into butter. I'm left-handed. There we go, thank you. We're gonna start with the whisk attachment. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna mix it until it fully separates. You wanna start it kind of slowly and then slowly bring it up. You're gonna see it come to whipped cream and then you let it keep going. So as soon as it goes past being like whipped cream and starts to solidify, it will look like this. This is where I like to switch it out for the paddle attachment because it's a lot easier for you to clean later. You can just keep the whisk on if you want to, but I always switch it out. Technically, that liquid is buttermilk. What we buy at the store is not buttermilk. What we buy at the store is milk that has live cultures added to it that thickens it up and makes it sour. That's buttermilk, but this is actual buttermilk. At first, it's gonna look like a lumpy mess and you're gonna think, did I mess up? No, you just keep mixing it until you see the yellow part and the solid fats start to come together and they'll separate out from what is called true buttermilk. And then what you'll be left with is like this. This is butter. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean it and separate it out so that we don't have any of those liquids still in our butter. So now we're gonna separate all of this out. We're gonna start by trying to get all of those butter fats out into a separate bowl. So all I've done so far is whipped up heavy whipping cream past the point of where it's actual whipped cream. Haven't added anything into it yet. It leaves you with this buttermilk. And then this right here is an empty bowl. This one has cold water in it. You can also use ice water if you have it. I'm gonna put my fingers in here just to cool my hands off a little bit so that I'm touching the butter with cooler hands. Obviously our hands can melt the butter. And then I'm just gonna gently start squeezing out the extra milk. Once you've done this a few times and you've gotten the initial liquid out, you can switch over to your cold water. The butter is not going to absorb the water, so if you do this in the cold water and continue rinsing it out, all it's going to do is keep flushing out that remaining cream. And also it'll help you keep your hands cool because you really don't want the butter to be melting in your hands. At this stage, this is where I like to add in salt. You can do this by eye. Generally though, it is about half a teaspoon for a pound of butter. I like my butter a little bit on the salty side. And you can just kind of mix it in, continue to squeeze it, get as much of that excess liquid as you can. Once you have removed enough liquid, you can wrap it in parchment paper and stick it in the fridge. You can put it in a butter dish. We're gonna use a cute little container for it. Make sure the salt is evenly distributed. And there we go. Handmade butter. It's super delicious. The fresher and more high quality heavy cream that you use, the more tasty it's gonna be. But this is a really fun thing to do with your kids. You can do this by hand by sticking the heavy cream into a jar with a lid and just shaking it for a while. My kids really enjoy doing that, and it's really cool the moment where it turns from cream into separating into butter. It's just one of those moments where everybody's like, wow, how did that happen? So get them in the kitchen, get them interested. A really simple, easy recipe to do together.